Hey, Growth Rock, Engage, Educate, Empower, Stuart Academy, ELA Master Teacher. Just hurt my neck really bad, so I'm going to try to find energy, but man, it hurts right now. I'm going to be stretching and looking weird all day. This was just a goal to make these videos, to not just sit back and just see the same thing happen year after year. I know some people find them helpful. I know some people don't want to watch them, but watch them. You don't have to watch them. You really don't. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. This is not mandatory. Just trying to be helpful. There's a lot of things that people say. You know, there's all these phrases like, okay, failure is just an opportunity. Okay, sounds great. But is that really how we live most of the time? I know I'm maybe, if I'm lucky, 50-50. Because most of the time when I fail, the first thing I start to do is point fingers and blame other people. That's me, and I know that's probably most of us. I fail at something or something doesn't go right. And it's not like 100% me. It's a combination of all kinds of people, but I don't necessarily look at what I did first. Sometimes I do, and then when I do that, I just beat myself up, and you'll see me walking around like sulking, like thinking about thinking about that one class, thinking about that one person I let down. Like I did these, I was there for 10 people today, and I let one person down, and that's what I focus on. And not that we don't need to get things right, but we also have to build ourselves up with our victories. We can't forget about the victories. Even if we just have one victory a day, we got to hang on to that. That's got to feed us. We got to feed ourselves and feed our souls. So as far as failure goes, what are you doing with that, right? Are we looking at it like, say you fail a test? There's all kinds of tests in this world. You got to take tests to be an attorney. You got to take tests to be a teacher. You got to take tests to be in the military. Most people take that test once or twice and then give up. And then there's those people that keep taking the test, and they actually use it as an opportunity. You fail in this classroom day in and day out. But then what do you start to do to chip away at that? Okay? I want to add one thing on here to the end. Say the phone program, right? Say you try the phone program. If you don't know what that is, I'll try to tag it on. But okay, I'll back up 1 second. Okay, say you don't use anything like the phone program. You send kids out, and that's okay if you do that. Sometimes you got to do that, okay? No judgment. But all you got to know is that kid is going to come back into your classroom at some point. And at some point, you're either going to work out those problems and those issues and work out a relationship with that kid, or you're not, and it's going to be that kid every day. You cringe when you see him, or you start to chip away at it. You see that kid in the morning and you talk to him for 2 minutes about nothing but just them, and you build a relationship with them. And it's nothing negative. It's just, how was last night? How was your weekend? What'd you do? How was the basketball game? Whatever they're doing. How's the drawing going? Whatever they're into, you start to build that relationship, or you don't do that. But that's one way. You start to talk to him. It's a lot harder for a kid to be nasty to you if you've built some kind of relationship with them, right? And they get around their friends and they do whatever because they're kids. They're kids. They're in middle school. Okay? But okay, say the phone program is working for 5 of these kids, but it's not working for this one kid. Okay, this one kid is still just popping off. You call home, parents aren't going to help you. They're not going to do anything for you. And that's, most parents will actually work with you, but there's those that won't, right? So say this is that situation. The parent won't work with you. Kid doesn't care. It's not working. You take away their audience, right? So say there's these 5 and there's this one. You take away the 4 around them. So, okay, you're going to laugh at him. I know that your parents will work with me. And so then you call home on them and say, yeah, they're not starting it, but they're part of the problem. I need them to ignore this person. And, if they do this, I'm going to turn around and give a good call. If they don't do this, I'm going to come around and give a bad call. And then we start the phone program. We find something they love, they cherish, and we take that away for 1 or 2 days, a week, whatever the parent will agree to. And again, I'll attach that here. But that's one way. You chip away their audience. And then at the end, I remember, I won't say her name, but it was 2 years ago. And I remember I slowly took away this girl's audience, right? And so the whole class was silent, and she's just going, ah, ha, 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 ha. And she realized she was laughing by herself. Now, that sounds kind of sadistic and evil, and it's not. It's just there's a time to have fun in class, and there's a time to listen. There's a time to blurt out, and there's a time to not blurt out. And you want to have that control in your classroom. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to try to attach the phone program. That's a longer video than this. Hank Growth Rock, engage, empower, educate every student, every day.